Good morning. It's Monday morning, the 8th of March 2021, and we're here for the Daily Lenormand card spread reading. And I'm Boundy, psychic medium, who's bringing that to you. So, what say we actually get into it? It is a public holiday here in South Australia, I understand. So, it could be that you are sleeping in. And good on ya. Here we go. Now, do tune into your own psychic senses and stuff. And that camera's not focusing very well. Can I just wipe your face? Hang on a second. Is that a bit better? I might have put a thumbprint over it. Who knows? Who knows? So it does look a bit clearer. Anyway, we'll tune into our psychic senses, turn on that intuition, listen for what the messages are coming in for you. Let's see. So, good morning, Mary. Lovely to see you. I did catch a couple of your little bits of your show yesterday. Interesting. You had the blue screen like I did too for a bit there. It's just the way that technology works. And when the right stuff happens, it happens, doesn't it? And good morning, Judy. How are you? I didn't sort of have it on long enough for you, did I? There you go, that beautiful beach scene. And Mary, you're saying thanks, Miss Helen. Now, I'm not sure whereabouts you might be, but I can't see the Miss Helen, so it's not on the same commenting somehow. That doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Kathy, good morning to you too. You love the top that I'm wearing. It is lovely, isn't it? Sometimes the things that we wear that we take on from our mums. It was one that Mum used to wear, and I loved it. And when she got a bit too small for it, I've claimed it. And since she's now in that realm of spirit, I love having the reminder that Mum is still around in some form. So it's one that I haven't got rid of. So it's lovely colours, and yes, thank you for that. Now, we'll go over to the cards. And let's have a look at what we got today. Actually, it's very interesting. I liked it that it's the park and it's the flowers. And what I have done this morning, instead of having this being the work and this one here being the home, I actually switched it round in my head as I was doing the reading, because I did mention I might do that the other day. Because I'm not as keen on I'm just going to place that a little smaller and put that over there. I'm not, actually I will put it on the left still. I just needed it a bit smaller. I just felt that the home, where the heart is, that's where the biggest focus, the primary, what is the primary part of our life? Well, work is part of it, but when we're looking at what our life-work balance is, for me, I think it actually needs to be more in that home space, that where we lay our heads to sleep and we wake up in the morning, the home base, that's where we're starting from. So that's where I wanted to start my spread from, and being the left to the right. It's the way we tend to do it here, as far as our English, the way that we've been taught to read. We start with left and move to right. So this is for this morning. It's going to be, and probably from now onwards, because we can create the spreads as we like to and as we enjoy them. So, oh, you meant the romper room for wiping the screen. I love that, because I can never remember what her name was, because yeah, it is. It's romper room, and it's the mirror. That's the part that I like, when we do the names and go through hello to who. That is what I'm remembering, and it's not that I'm doing it for that reason, but that's what I do remember as a young child, is romper room and going through the names. And so often mine wouldn't be there. My name wouldn't be said. I do remember that, but I couldn't remember a name. So it was a Miss Helen, was it? Oh, I think they did have a few at times. That's so funny. Thank you. I don't know whether it's made it any better or not. So from that start of the home base, here we go. I have changed the spread emphasis now, creating the spread anew in a way, but it's not new because we've been using this one for a while. It's just that I've made this one to be the home, then the work, then the unexpected, your role in the day, and what the outcome is. So it's still pretty much the same, but I've just swapped those two around. And I was so pleased to see that this one's actually got the park, that beautiful natural, gardens, that beautiful space that's been created here in this card that really gives it's a bit formal because of the way that we've got that gorgeous fountain with the beautiful stairs. You see that white peacock, or whatever, I presume it is a peacock, and moving up and into an absolutely gorgeous tropical type of a gazebo. And it gives the feel of all the seasons here in this scene, really, in some respect, because it's got that summery feel, the autumn feel, the winter with the mistiness in behind. For around here, we don't have snow, South Australia. It's not really. Mount Lofty sometimes gets a sprinkling. So here we are, that gorgeous garden, and I'm feeling let the fountain float, as you're moving through the day, let that tinkle of the fountain water flow through your body, through your energies, as that movement, as that gorgeous little vibration in the actual feel of how the water droplets feel, and as the sounds that makes as it does create its own little music. So have that moving in through your day, that feeling of being in the full-on nature. Here it's starting to look like it might be going to rain today. So are we going to get out and do some walking? Don't know. But it's certainly indicating in and around your home space, in whatever way that you can be in your garden or in your natural space that's Mother Earth. Do go and place your feet on Mother Earth and ground into, connect with Mother Earth and all that is that's not including the human, as far as having the birds, having your pets or something like that's of the animal kingdom around you if you can. And just, have that essence of the energy of nature, of Mother Nature, of Gaia, Mother Earth, moving around and through. I love the greens. It's just a beautiful scene, even on this card. Interact with those around you as well in the home space, as far as making it feel along that natural line too, not pushing a falseness. Bring it forward as being the authentic you in the way that you're communicating with those around you. That's what I'm feeling with this card today, so that you're actually being the fullness of you with others. Because it doesn't matter what, it's how you give yourself out that's going to matter. It's not what others' opinions are of you. You be you, and be you in that fullness of the essence of what is naturally you. What is that connection of you that's to that inner core, that beautiful inner garden. Okay. And what we've got next in that workspace, since I've changed them around, it is that settling things in that's creating that change for today, because there is going to be, you can see that twig, that stick that the male's got, that it's going to be placed in there in the perfect position to really finesse the nest so that it's ready, and you've got the expectation, the light there for what is that shining on the eggs that are already in the nest, and he's finessing that. I've never even thought of that, but it could be that there is that planting, or there has been that laying of an idea with the final piece going to go into place ready today in your workspace, so that you can move into that position of incubation, of getting it ready. We have the winter months to actually have that time before it's birthed in spring, before it hatches in spring, is what I'm feeling with this card today. So put that last piece in place, make sure things are ready for that time of incubation. So if you've got some ideas, we have seen in the past cards that there has been some new ideas starting to be generated, and now it's time for that incubation part from the feel of this card this morning and having that readiness moving forward. It also brings in what the bear's going to bring in energy as well, is keeping that moving forward. We've got the swimming. I do see that feet. It is coming in for those colder months ahead. So we're just starting to get that nice fresh coolness of the first days of autumn now, and the little tinklings of rain or mist or whatever, because I certainly have had the mist over there in the hills that I've seen. Like yesterday morning, couldn't see the hill for a bit. It is work. The bear card does indicate a bit of work. So put that effort into the day for those bits of time that you are consciously, I mean, you're conscious when you're awake, but consciously putting, axe to the grindstone is the phrase that just popped into the head. There seems to be quite a lot of a store of those little nuggets, old-fashioned nuggets that I remember hearing Dad say. Axe to the grindstone, elbow grease into it. So there might be those moments in the day where you're going to have to put that little bit of extra effort into your work and, not just float around. You're actually going to be swimming through it. And you will swim through it once you get into it and have that focus, that these spurts of energy that you're going to need for a little bit harder effort in the work. But your role is, it actually is, there is that, the beautiful flowers that are going to be present. I'm just going to see if that goes like that. Yeah. Because the one that I like with this, it's not going to do it. The part I like with this card, you see the note, it actually has the personalized greeting on it. So it might be that, yes, maybe we're going to have some recognition given to us, or we're going to take note of someone around us who's really making a wonderful contribution, who we love, that we want to give some flowers. I'm feeling that's more about giving to another in a personal way, as far as that recognition, saying that really wonderful thank you. If you have that ability and there is someone special around you, why not buy them some flowers and put a little handwritten note with it? That's what it's feeling like for me, that as part of our role, it's not so much us receiving in this one. I feel it's actually having those beautiful flowers, choosing them with mind, focused on the one we're giving to. And even if that can only be in a thoughtfulness way, instead of being able to get the flowers to purchase flowers or something like that, the thinking of it and the putting that into even just sending a message quickly through the phone. We've got that ability now with the technology, is what I'm trying to think of. It doesn't have to be a personal bunch of flowers type of thing, but isn't it always nice to receive them? So even in the giving, I know it was wonderful to, in reference to Mum, I'm wearing a shirt type thing. She loved the floral bouquets for birthdays and the rest. It feels like that. And for me, it's probably, even though my son probably isn't quite into receiving flowers, happy birthday to you, dear son. My youngest is his birthday today. And I know he doesn't watch these, so I'll be giving him a call very shortly. Can't do it too early because he's in Western Australia. It might be a little bit, I don't know whether he wakes up that early or not. When we were all in our house in our home together as a family, he was the late sleeper. I'd have to go and wake him up, mid-morning. So, it is about that celebration and acknowledgement of ourselves and how special we are and others around us, because the flowers in the giving and receiving really is about acknowledging that specialness, that love we share, or that thank you. So have that in mind for today as well. And it comes to that outcome, the central card, that child, a beautiful child. It's just as you put your mind to remembering your own childhood, if you can. I don't remember huge amounts of it at times. It pops up because absolutely everything that you have experienced is in your memory. It's just that what hasn't needed to be kept in that forefront of mind has been stored somewhere away in the back room. And every so often it comes out to sneak a peek. And I'm feeling that in this, even though that's a beautiful, like the book is open with all possibilities with this child card. It is giving us that opportunity to remember some of what we have experienced in our childhood is what I'm feeling in this. And with the emphasis, I feel, of that childlike wonder, but it's bringing out those. I do feel it's bringing out some of those memories in the book we've written, as what we all already experienced, bringing out some of those memories of the childhood and the wonderment and how we were actually exploring everything, what we felt at the time and the excitement and the, gee, what's next? And, oh, what's this do? All of those little exciting things that I can see in my grandchildren's faces as they explore their play, their toys, their what's next, because it really is an ongoing. And honestly, we never grow up fully, do we? We all still have some of that childlikeness within us. Just let it out today and explore. Let it revisit even some of those more childlikeness ways that we used to have, and just bring that forward in the excitement that we're feeling in our day to day. So that's what I'm feeling with the child today. And so there are the cards. Oh, I did that a bit early, didn't I? Because I was just going to do a quick summary. Oh, whoopsie, back to that. Hit the wrong button. So get yourself out in your garden, even if you don't have much of a beautiful garden, but on Mother Earth, to bring forward what those desires, what experiences you do want in your home space, knowing that what's in your workspace and business is moving forward because the nest is set, you've just done that, and putting that extra bit of work in it, and also acknowledging those that are the team around you, and that includes family, and that includes that feeling of, don't rush through life. Take it as if a child. Do remember and bring forward some of that excitement of what we may have had in our youth, in those child days, that bring it into you today as well, like a playful child sometimes. Not silly child, but just the exploring, the playfulness, and how good it felt sometimes. It can still be that way. Just in that really lovely innocence and way to travel forward, I suppose. Yeah. And good morning to Shaz. Just saw your comment there. I had that hidden underneath the eCam screen, actually, because I am still screening to the 2. It's my time on YouTube with BeLive and the other 4 or 5 channels with the eCam. That's what my weekday readings are, these daily ones. That's how I'm doing them. So I'm having some fun as well with the live streaming. I do love it, as you know. I am having some fun with the HAPS, HAPPS. You will see that pop up a little more frequently in my lives, in my profile. I still haven't quite figured out where HAPS is sending it to. I know it's to Twitter and Twitch and Periscope and YouTube and the other choice of 2 Facebook ones, but I don't know which ones. Haven't quite figured out how they set that up, how I've set it up. So you might see a bit more play in that. One of them that I'm going to do, and it does emphasise the buy me a coffee. I'm emphasising the buy me a coffee in that channel, that space and place, because it's a way to support me, just to buy me a coffee as I'm doing some of the readings, and it's good fun. So that should be, you've got it here now as well. If you feel that you would like to support me with a coffee or 2, that's fun. That's good. It is my way I'm moving forward to, Do we ever say earn a living out of what we do? You work in a job or you run a business. We don't run around saying we earn a living, but it's the type of the services and especially in the psychic medium industry, I'm noticing that there's many that are expected to do it for free and not charge much and all the rest of it that's in that industry. And I sort of think, well, it's not fair when others... I don't have a full-time job. This is my work. I love it. I love playing with it, the opportunities with the technology, but it is still part of building to working a full-time equivalent type of work, sort of. There is legitimacy in asking to have some form of income from it. And I'm moving into promoting the Buy Me a Coffee because it's up to you how much it is that way, of giving support. And on the hat system, yes, there is reward systems and the rest, but really the Buy Me a Coffee, I find, is actually really more of an honest way of receiving the money, because it's 2 or 3 days later you actually receive it through to your account. Everything else I've seen, they pay out after 1 or 2 months, and the companies take a large percentage of it. Even Facebook, YouTube, where they do advertising and everything, even the HAPs, but the HAPs is a free platform. So they need to be actually having a portion for keeping them going. That's understandable. But it also means that contributors can actually receive something for what their productions are and the work that they put into it. And that does include me. I love doing this, but I'd love to earn a little bit from it too. So I'm putting that there in all transparency and asking, if you feel that you'd love to support me in this to do more, I'd love to have a coffee or two. So thank you for that. And now I want to get to the website. There's my other services that are on there, listed on there, and you just book those or pay for those and I get in touch with you. It's I don't have a calendar yet to book times because at the moment I don't know what times. It's negotiable between the two parties, obviously. So if you're wanting hypnotherapy or sound session or anything like that, you just contact me and we arrange a time. Easy peasy, isn't it? It's just like any other appointment that you make somewhere for other services, doctors, etc. Which I've got mine coming up on Thursday for the next x-ray. So hoping to get this, being able to keep this off all the time and start some physio. So progressing forward, isn't it? So thank you everyone for being here this morning. Thank you for watching this as replay. Thank you for actually spreading the love around. And keep an eye out for the hats and any other time that I'm here. But I'm certainly here again tomorrow morning at 8. And I'd love you to join me. And yes, enjoy your day. Keep being the best you. Namaste.